Hi, it's your friendly neighborhood artist. We're going to talk about Koiboi. This dude is an AI bro to the extreme. I don't know why we have these people who are like non-artists trying to start this whole argument by saying that we have to throw out all the problems to discuss his argument. Baby Koi. Baby Koi. No. Honey, that is not how this is going to work. First of all, saying that people should use AI just because it's cheaper doesn't mean anything. And that doesn't make it more ethical. Using AI is unethical as a standpoint as it is now. You can't disregard it to consider that AI is ethical when the premise of it isn't. Most non-artists will take art that is subpar because they don't want to pay for an artist. That's just normies. But people who actually need quality, will likely hire an artist because they want the quality. AI art isn't quality. Have you seen it, Baby Koi? Did you look at it? A lot of AI art has artifacts, stuff that's wrong with it. There's just something usually that's going on in the work that looks bad. Most of the time, people aren't even fixing it. It's just left the way it is. He thinks because he's a philosopher that he somehow knows all about this topic of AI and what's better for humanity versus self-serving. Now let's talk about his one point. Do the action that maximizes happiness. One AI work has limitations, and many people are uncomfortable using it because they know it's unethical. I swear to goodness, you have this wild perception that is lost in reality. The fact that he acted well, it's better to ask the AI because we don't want the artist slaving away. Listen, let me slave away at your idea. In fact, I want to. Not only that, but his prices are insane. Did you see them? Did you look? The only artists charging this much are artists who are extreme professionals, famous or otherwise. The price that you're talking about, that's 25%, that is more likely what a realistic artist is putting their prices at. If you go look on Facebook groups, it can be even cheaper. I once got a commission for a line art from someone on Facebook, Facebook groups, fan art, for $15. It's completely doable. So this outlandish pricing, I can't even believe you put down $1,000. Who are you commissioning for your work? Ross draws, Loish, Sam does art. Come on now. When he brings up AI specialist, I am freaking sending myself. This dude is talking about money for servers and paying Corpos for data they stole to make the machine. Please. Baby Koi, please. If you are spending $1,000 and it is not a famous or top tier artist, you're out of your mind. Get out of here. Now we're going to do this live. His ridiculous is out of this world. Feed the world, give the money to charity. You will not do that with $750 if you're not already rich. This whole thing is unrealistic. If you have $750 to throw away on charity, you are probably already well off. Also, this dude is we probably want to have artists. This boy wants to die on a hill that begins with being unethical. It sounds like he is part of the AI cult, because it feels like a cult to me. It does. I'm not saying it is, but the fact that he has to throw away all the ethics in order to have an argument is already just very cultish to me. I think it seems a bit far-fetched or disconnected from reality when I look over his whole channel and I know that there's nothing more to discover. He's just an AI guy. I graduated with a bachelor's in environmental biology, so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. He brings up the environment, right? And he talks about how important that is. Now, let me put this in perspective. You know what's really better for the environment? Not having e-waste. You know who wastes very little? Artists. They will use the same thing until it's no longer usable or viable. Markers? People who want to buy markers, they want to buy those expensive markers like the Ohuhu markers that are cheaper now, and the Copic markers because you can refill them and you can use them forever. You don't have any waste with those. That's why I didn't want to buy Ohuhu markers, even though they were cheaper, because I would have to throw the marker away when I was done. And when they buy paints, they don't go and buy more paints until they have more paints. So all of the paint is used for their pieces. They're literally paying themselves for their own things. So I'm going to put this out there. I'm not attacking anybody, but this is a study. This was a study done. You can look it up. I'm not going to bother going and finding it right now. The way to lower your carbon footprint is basically things that are unethical for most people. So it's unethical for most people. So for example, do not have a kid, do not use a car, and only use public transit, and never fly, and never use a boat. Like, I'm talking about like a yacht, like big boats. You can't ask people to do those things, and that's why it's unethical. You know, like, it has to be a choice from a person. I mean, sure, there's other little things that you can do there's other things you can do to lower your footprint, but the thing that's going to lower your footprint the most are the things I just suggested. And I mean, if he's bringing up something like using AI, I'm going to tell you right now, people go and they have already really amazing machines. Like, they'll have like a 3080, right? Plays all the max games on max settings, but they will go and buy a new graphics card, regardless if they need it or not, because they want to use the newest version of Stable Diffusion. I don't even know if they're selling it. They should be selling it, but the point is that it's a little bit wasteful to buy the next thing before you actually need to buy it. Like, I have a 3080. I'm not going to upgrade my computer for years because I just don't need to. But I mean, overall, his argument is using AI instead of a real artist. But I feel like he doesn't know as much as he thinks he does. I mean, one of his videos, I mean, he changes The Rock's face to Andrew Tate. Like, need I say more? Like, ugh. So anyway, I'm gonna have a real diagram. We're gonna talk about the average human. We're not talking about people who have a shit ton of money. We're gonna talk about average people. Not talk about the 1%. Or people who make over $400,000 a year, okay? Because those people throw away money. The average artist living in America. I'll use myself for an example. For a full illustration, full body, it's $250. This will roughly take me 35 hours. So I'm already working below minimum wage. And that's me. Some artists, they want at least $10 an hour, and that would be $350. And we'll also use AI adoptables from DeviantArt as the typical number for what AI costs, right? I've seen them go for $50 down to $6. So we're going to put it at $20 to be fair. That is 8% of the $250. We'll say it's one character. We'll say the commission is for one character you have for D&D. You love this character and you want to immortalize them in something really cool. You as a prompter, you ask a prompter to make you something. They charge you $20 for the prompt. And now you have $230. Now, most of these guys do no post-processing. So you get the extra fingers, the weird artifacts, are all going to be all over the place, and another generation might cost you more money. I don't actually know how that part works. But he might tell you you're out of luck because he doesn't actually know Photoshop or how to fix it. And on top of that, the image he generated is at a resolution that cannot be for print. So if you plan to print it, expect it to be pixelated, very pixelated. You want to go cheap, so you go cheap. And now you have to keep, now you get to have $230, right? Now, for most artists, they'll draw your stuff in 4K. Many will make it printable if you ask them to, and they'll make it so that the colors will be good too, because a lot of artists already know their colors. I will be surprised, very surprised, if people who are like AI only, who don't know anything about print, can understand that printing an image is not the same as posting an image. And on top of that, you'll usually get the PSD file or the Procreate file. This time all the parts are there and you can print it out. Sure, you spent $250, but that is also helping a person of limited means. Most people who do commissions, including myself, don't have a lot of money. Or what you could do, because to be honest, if somebody can, if you're going to pay somebody to do an AI work, you can literally just do it yourself. You don't need somebody to do it for you. Like I had someone help me learn how to prompt when I was trying to learn what all this stuff was, and I did the trial for Midjourney too. I feel that if you're going to pay somebody to do the AI work for you, you can just do it yourself. You can install Stable Diffusion on your computer, you can watch some videos on how to prompt. But I mean, if you don't want to do any of that, you could just literally pay somebody. Baby Koi, it is not more ethical to hire a prompter over an artist. Get out of here. This is Clown World, everyone, and I'm your clown girl. Anyway, please subscribe, guys, and have a good day.